Hi guys, my name is Umer Sheikh and welcome to the YouTube channel of Australia Immigration Matters. Today's video is about how to submit an expression of interest on SkillSelect. So for this purpose, I will be sharing my screen to demonstrate the process step by step. So let's get started. So for expression of interest, you have to come to this website which is called immi.homeaffairs.gov.au. Once you are on the home page of this website, you will click on the menu, then go to visas, and then click on working in Australia. On this page, you will see the option of SkillSelect once you scroll down. It will take you to the other page, which is called SkillSelect. Here you will click on the expression of interest. And after scrolling down and reading through all these details, you can click on the button of Submit an EOI. When you click on Submit on EOI, you will be taken to the portal of SkillSelect. Sometimes it takes some time to load. Okay, so here we are, the expression of interest, terms and conditions. You can read through the terms and conditions by clicking on this button, which is called View Terms and Conditions. And also you can read through the privacy statement given by the Australian Department of Home Affairs. Once you have read through all the details, you can click on this agreement and then click on Next. Here is a notification published on 5th of May 2023, which is related to the marital status. So you can read about this. If it is applicable for you, you can have this knowledge. Then click on Next. Okay, so this is the first page of expression of interest. This page is all about the personal details. So we will be assuming a person's name just for the demonstration purpose, and the occupation and the employment and the case of a person for this assumption only, but obviously you have to mention your own details. So for this demonstration purpose, I am assuming the name of the person is, the family name would be the second name or the surname. So let's suppose this person's full name is Richard Burke. So his given name will be Richard and his family name will be Burke. Next, select the gender. Afterwards, the date of birth has to be entered. So for this demonstration purpose, I am assuming this person's date of birth as 1st of February 1992. Now you have to mention the country of birth. Let's suppose this person was born in Philippines and he has the passport of Philippines. Now it's asking about the citizenship details. So is this person a citizen of the country of passport? We will say yes. Is this person a citizen of any other country? If this is applicable to you, then you can click on yes, and you have to provide the details that which other country's citizenship you have got. Otherwise, just simply say no. The next question is about other passports. So if this person has passports, any other passports other than his own country's passport, in that case, he will select yes and provide the country of passport. Otherwise, he will select no and move forward. Here, the question is about the usual country of residence. This is a very important question, and this is the question, and this is the answer which will be used to determine that whether the applicant is onshore or offshore. So let's suppose this person is currently living in Singapore. So I will select the Singapore as the country of residence. Now it's asking about whether this person has a partner. So we will assume that yes, this person has a partner and his status, his relationship status is married. You will click on next after completing these details. On the next page, it's just asking for the confirmation of the provided information, after reviewing which you can select yes and then click on next. Okay, so the second page is about the creation of EOI account. So here you have to select a password. The password has to be the details of passwords. Let me show you the details of password. So the password has to be a minimum of 14 characters which should include lowercase characters, uppercase characters, numeric digits, and or special characters. So you have to fulfill three of the following character sets. So I am just assuming a password. You have to create your own password as per the guidelines. Okay, so here we are done with the password. After that, you have to mention your email address. So for this demonstration purpose, I am providing our group's email. And in the second place, just confirm the email. Okay, so here we are to the next question, which is about the further security and questions related to the account. So we will select one by one. Let's suppose I am selecting what was your first job. I will, just for the assumption purposes, I will be mentioning the answers. You can have your own questions selection and your own answers. So I can say what color was your first car, just for the assumption purpose. Answer is here. And what is your location of work? I will say, let's suppose Singapore. Then click on this verification check. And once it's done, click on next. So this page will create your EOI account. So here we are. You can see that the account information is ready. You have created an expression of interest, EOI ID, which is very useful, and this is the number which you should keep in your notes. So it's showing that this is your EOI ID and this is your email at which you must have received an email just now where it will be mentioning your EOI ID again and the confirmation of your EOI account. So what we will do is, what I would suggest you, that's just copy this EOI ID from this page and then click on next. On next page, it's asking you to log in using the same details which you have just created. So I will click on I accept. Copy. I have pasted the EOI ID which I have just copied from the previous page, and then I will enter the password I created in the last page. Afterwards, I will click on the login, and it will start the process of expression of interest. So the first question is asking me about the selection of visa types. So there are like multiple visa types here. You can see that some of them are the points tested skilled migration types, and some of them are the business innovation and investment types. So for this demonstration purpose, I will be selecting the subclass 190 visa. Obviously, you can select multiple visa subclasses in a single EOI, but for this demonstration purpose, we will only go through the process of submitting a subclass 190 visa. So after clicking on the visa subclass, we will click on next. Okay, so it's asking about the family members. So it's saying that does this person has an Australian permanent resident or citizen partner, or the partner is not from the Australian permanent residence or citizenship. So you can select yes or no as per your particulars. I will select no in this case for this demonstration purpose. And it's asking whether the client be accompanied by their partner in a future application. We will say select yes if the spouse of this partner is actually it has to be included in the visa application. After that, it's asking, are there any family members the client would like to include in a future application? It means that it's asking about the family members this person has. So if this person, we are assuming that, let's suppose this person has two kids. So in this case, I will be selecting yes, and I will be mentioning, and it's asking now how many family members. So in this case, their family members would be three. So two kids plus one spouse would be three in this case. So you have to keep in mind that you have to sum up your family members, including your wife and kids, and then mention the number of family members here. Once it's entered, click on next. Now it's asking about the partner's qualifications. So first information we have to enter is about the partner's date of birth. So I am assuming that, let's suppose this person's partner's date of birth is 2nd of March 1993, just for the demonstration purpose. Afterwards, it's asking whether the partner has any valid passport from these countries, from one of these countries. If the partner is from USA, UK, Canada, Ireland, or New Zealand, then click on yes, because there would be a waiver related to the English language test. Otherwise, click on no. For this case, we are considering this person's family is coming from overseas, and this person's partner is not from one of these countries. So I will click on no, and then it will ask me about the partner's English language test, which has been undertaken in the last 3 years. I will say yes. Afterwards, it's asking which exam or which English language test this person's partner has taken. So it can be one of these, and for the demonstration purpose, I will be considering PTE academic. Obviously, you will be selecting the one which you and your partner have taken. So it's asking for the date of test. Please be noted that this is the date of test, and it will be mentioned on your exams or tests result card that on what date you actually appeared for the test. So let's suppose this person's test was conducted on 1st of November. It's asking for the test reference number. You will have that on your exam or test result card, and it's typically a 9-digit code. In case of PTE academic, I will be just entering a dummy number. You will be putting in your actual test reference number, either of the IELTS, either of the OET, either of the PTE academic. So as per the report's test reference number, you will be copying here. Afterwards, it's asking for the partner's results as per the specific section. So let's suppose the partner's results are as follows: 59 in listening. It's just for assumption. 66 in reading. Let's suppose 83 in written, and 64 in speaking. So it automatically determined that the language ability is competent, which is enough for the partner's contribution of 5 points to the main applicant's EOI. Afterwards, it's asking for the partner's occupation. I will say that yes, this partner has a nominated occupation. I will say select yes, and then it's asking for the partner's nominated occupation. Let's suppose the partner's occupation is marketing specialist. I will select the occupation code. Afterwards, it's asking whether the partner has gone through the skills assessment. I will say yes, the partner has done the skills assessment process, so that we can consider a case where the partner is contributing full 10 points to the primary applicant's EOI. So here we will be selecting the relevant assessing authority, and in this case, it would be Vocational Education Training and Assessment Services, which is also called VITSS. It's asking that at what date the skill assessment outcome was received. So we will see from the skill assessment outcome letter. If it is positive, then we will select, let's suppose it's on 1st of November. And then it's asking for the receipt number or the reference number, which must be mentioned on your skills assessment outcome letters. Typically, it's mentioned on the top left corner. So you will just copy the number from there. I am just putting here for the reference purpose. It's typically a 10-digit number, and sometimes there are some alphabets in the bracket. But you can also mention those alphabets as it is. Afterwards, click on next. Once these partner details are entered, the next question is about the preferred locations within Australia. So you will be selecting one of the states, or you can select any, or you can select each state one by one. What I would recommend is you should select one state per expression of interest and one subclass per expression of interest, unless it is specially notified by the state on their website that you cannot submit multiple EOIs. So for this demonstration purpose, I will be selecting New South Wales as the preferred location within Australia for this EOI. Afterwards, it's asking whether the client be prepared to live outside an Australian capital city. So I would be saying yes. It has no major impact. It's just asking whether you are flexible enough to stay anywhere within that state. Afterwards, click on next. And now it's asking for the English language of the primary applicant. So whether this person has taken any English language test within the last 36 months. I would say yes. Obviously, it's very important to gain those 0, 10, or 20 points as per the English language test result. So I will be selecting again the PTE academic for this just demonstration purpose, or it can be IELTS, OET, Cambridge English, but obviously it is as per your own uh, test. So let's suppose if this person has taken PTE academic, I will be selecting the date of test. Again, the same way, test reference number will be again a 9-digit code from the PTE academic test report card. I will be selecting when let's suppose this person has achieved 80 each in each section, so that the language ability becomes superior in this case. Once these details are entered, I will be clicking on next. Now the next step is about the education, and the first question is about the education history. So it can be an onshore, offshore, overseas, whatever education you have completed, you have to mention the education history. So so just for the purpose of this demonstration, I will be entering one education history of this person, which is like a bachelor's degree of engineering. So let's suppose that this person has completed a bachelor. You have to enter all the education or qualification details which are secondary or level or above. So you can enter your bachelor degree, you can enter your master's degree, you can enter your PhD degree, or you can enter your diplomas in this section. So let's enter one qualification for the demonstration purpose. So once you will click on next, it will take you to another window. I will show you that what types of degrees one can enter in EOI. So you can see there are doctorate degree, there is a master's degree, there is an honors degree, then bachelor's degree, there are diplomas. For this demonstration purpose, I will be selecting bachelor's degree in science, business, or technology. So let's suppose this person has done mechanical engineering from an educational institute called XYZ Engineering Institute, and from a country, from his own home country. And this person has started his course, let's suppose, on 1st of September in 2011. And let's suppose this person has completed his course on 31st of August in 2015. And obviously, once I will click on confirm, it will add it. And similarly, you have two other qualifications you can add as per your education history. So once the education history is completed, you come to the next question of Australian study requirement. But if you have completed at least 2 years of academic degree or 92 weeks of academic degree from a registered education institute in Australia, then you have to select yes. And once you will select yes, it will ask whether that education was a specialist education qualification. And by specialist education qualification, it means a master's degree by research or a postgraduate specialist qualification. You can read through the details about this qualification. So if you have done that, click on yes, and it will ask you for the specialist education field in which you have completed your postgraduate qualification by research. The next question is about the regional study. So if you have completed your Australian study requirement, that is 2 years, 2 academic years or 92 weeks of registered study in Australia, and that you have completed from a regional university, a university which is located in a regional area of Australia, then you can click on yes on this question as well. Otherwise, for this person, in this case, we will consider that this person is an overseas based applicant, and this person has completed all his education from his home country. So in all these cases, I will be selecting no, that no Australian study requirement has been completed by this person. For onshore applicants, for the graduate people from Australia, you guys are welcome to select the Australian study requirement, and as per the criteria, you can select the other options. The next question is about the credentialed community language, and it is completed if you have done if you have appeared and successfully passed your NATI test. So if you have done so, you will be clicking on yes, and obviously it will ask you for the evidence at a later stage. So we will be clicking next once these details are entered. Now it's asking for the nominated occupation. This is the nominated occupation of the primary applicant. So let's suppose this person is working as mechanical engineer. We will be selecting the mechanical engineer and scope code. Now it's asking whether the person has completed the skills assessment for this nominated occupation. We will say yes. Now it's asking that the skills assessment is completed by or is done by which assessing authority. So we will be selecting the relevant assessing authority, which is Institution of Engineers Australia. Again, the date of skills assessment can be selected as per the skills assessment outcome letter. Reference number or receipt number of the skills assessment authority is provided by the authority itself on your outcome letter. So it's typically for by Engineers Australia, it's a 6-digit code. You will enter the 6-digit code here. Click on next after entering all the details. The next question is about the employment. This section is very important. So as you know that the employment points are determined differently for overseas employment and for onshore employment. So let's suppose this person has overseas employment only, and this person has completed his employment in with one of the employers for 4 years, and currently is being employed from last 4 years with another employer. So for this case, I will be adding two instincts of employment areas. So let's suppose that this person was working as a mechanical design engineer with a company called ABC Limited from and he was working in his own country, let's suppose, and this employment is related to the nominated occupation. I will select yes, because let's suppose that this person has also completed his relevant skilled employment assessment from the skills assessing authority, and even if he has not, then the Engineers Australia's relevant skilled employment assessment is optional, and he can claim these points and he can claim this employment related to the nominated occupation through the evidence, through the documented evidence. So I will be saying yes. Let's suppose this person has started working from 1st of November in 2015 after completing his graduation, and this job he completed in let's suppose until 31st of October 2019. This is just for the example purpose that he has done this employment 4 years with this employer, and we will add another employment that then let's suppose he moved to another company where he was working again as mechanical design engineer 2, just for the reference purpose, and now he was working in the company called XYZ Limited in his current location, which is Singapore. He is currently working there. So I will be saying yes, this employment is also related to the occupation. And let's suppose he started working in this company from 2nd of November 2019, and currently he is employed here. So if the person is currently employed in an organization, so he will keep this field empty. No need to put any date over here. We will keep this field open so that the current employment time duration and the points can be added automatically. So I have added two cases. The first employment tenure was in Philippines. The second employment tenure is in Singapore, which is his current employment, and both employments are related employments to the nominated occupation, obviously. The next question is about the professional year. So if you have completed a gazetted professional year in Australia in the last 4 years, which is like a 1 year training, and typically it is provided by these professional bodies. It can be from either from ACS, if you are related to an ICT occupation. It can be from CPA Australia or Institute of Chartered Accountants of Australia if you are related to an accountancy occupation, and similarly it can be from Engineers Australia if it is related to an engineering field. So if you have completed a professional year in Australia from one of these professional bodies and you have a certificate to prove that, you can click on yes, and obviously it will give you extra points. In this case, we will select no, and then we will click on next. Okay, so here we are. We have entered all the details. Now it's just asking for the confirmation of points for skilled migration visa subclasses 189, 190, and 491. So the status of EOI is still draft. We are in progress, and it is the page number 11 of 40. Now we will see that the details we have entered will be used to calculate the points. So that's what this page is asking you to confirm, that all the details are entered correctly. So you will just review the information given here related to the primary applicant and the secondary applicant. And if the information is correct, you will just review it section by section and then click on yes to confirm that the details are entered correctly. Similarly, go through all the details which you have provided. Employment, I have just checked the employment. So all details, if all details are entered correctly, you will click on yes in all the sections and then click on next. The next page is all about the declarations. So what you can do is you can pause the video at this moment and you can read through all these declarations which the applicants have to declare. So if you fulfill all these requirements and if you declare that you have read and understood the information provided to Department of Home Affairs in this EOI, then you can read through all these details and click on yes one by one, and then you can click on next. So the next page is the review page. So this is the second last page. You can see in the progress section that the review page is all about the confirmation of details, which include personal details and family member details, partner qualification details, preferred locations which you have selected in this EOI, specifically the English language details, education details, skills assessment you have provided, employment details you have provided, professional year if you have selected no, it's saying no, declarations which you have done in the last page. If you have gone through all these details and you don't see any error and you confirm that the information provided is 100% true, then you can click on yes on the bottom of this page and click on next. Once you click on next, it will take you to the visa type summary. So now it has calculated your total possible EO points. EOI points are mentioned here that the client's claims equal 100 points. So the criteria I have chosen, the details I have mentioned related to employment, related to qualification, related to the PTE, English language skills, or related to partner, related to age, they have all come down to this point that the total EOI points being claimed by this applicant are 100 points. If you consider this that, okay, so the details are perfectly fine, no need to amend the details, then you can click on submit and the EOI will be submitted to Department of Home Affairs through SkillSelect. So let's see what the next page brings to us, and I will be concluding the video afterwards. Let's wait for the submission of the expression of interest. Okay, here we are. So the expression of interest has been updated and submitted. Now it's saying the status has changed to submitted. It is saying that your EOI ID is this, which you can note in a separate page on a notebook. It's saying that the client's name or the primary applicant's name is Richard Burke. Now it's also mentioning two important information. One is EOI initially submitted date and one is EOI last submitted date. So whenever you will make any change in this EOI in future, then this date will change, but your initial submitted date will remain intact. And please be noted that the important date is initial submitted date when it comes to the invitation process. So your initial submitted date will never change. Your last submitted date will be refreshed when you will be changing any information after logging on the EOI again. So you can also download your EOI application by clicking on this link. Obviously, it will take you to, it will be creating a PDF file which will have all the details you have provided on the SkillSelect account. and it will be good for your record purpose. Similarly, you can click on view points breakdown. It will give you a summary of the points breakdown, that how your points are calculated based on different criteria. So if you want to save these in your system, you can download these. Otherwise, these are always available through your SkillSelect account. So once this page has been reviewed, you can click on next. After clicking on next, again this same notification has appeared. Then click on next. Here we are. So it's saying that your status is shown as submitted. Your EOI has been submitted. If there is any correspondence related to invitation on any further query from the Department of Home Affairs, it will come in this window. Currently, it's showing that your EOI has been submitted on this date, and this is the corresponding correspondence ID. Your EOI homepage is currently showing that the date of effect is 14th of November 2023, which is today, because this EOI was submitted on this date. Then you is showing your total points. You can see that there is a button of update EOI. So let's suppose if there is any change related to your employment, related to your partner points, related to your English language ability, related to your experience or qualification, you can always update your EOI. You can always come back until you have received a pre-invite. So please be noted that once you receive a pre-invite from any state, or once you receive an invite from DOHA, you do not need to change anything in EOI, because you have already claimed your points which were used for the invitation. You can also see two other buttons, which are withdraw and suspend. So what I would be doing is that because this EOI is actually submitted on SkillSelect, so now I would be withdrawing this EOI, because this was just created for the purpose of demonstration. But also with this note, I would be encouraging everyone who have received the final invitation on their SkillSelect accounts. They are encouraged, and we strongly recommend you to withdraw all your EOIs which are no more useful for you, so that other applicants and other intending migrants can benefit. So I will also show you how to withdraw an EOI. You will be logging in your account of the EOI on SkillSelect. You will be coming on this page. You will click on the button withdraw, and it's asking whether you want to withdraw this EOI in SkillSelect. I will say yes, and I will click on withdraw. So that's how an EOI can be withdrawn from the SkillSelect account. So now it's no more in the data. And similarly, you can withdraw all your extra EOIs from the system. So that's how you submit an expression of interest using the SkillSelect portal. So here we are. Hope you guys find it useful, find this video useful. Please share your feedback in the comment section. Also, we would like to welcome any suggestions, any ideas for which you would like to for which you would like us to create more videos like this. With that note, I would say all the best to everyone who is intending to migrate to Australia. And keep watching our channel, keep following our channel, keep sharing the link with your friends and family who are also looking for the same information. With that note, I would be signing off from Australia Immigration Channel YouTube, from YouTube, and we will be catching up soon.